Today we're going to review a toilet, $1,000 toilet. I'm going to let you know whether it's worth the money or not. I've owned the Nature's Head composting toilet for a little under a year and a half now. It's been about a year and 4 months. And I can say that it's not awful. Before I bought this toilet, I tried out a variety of different other composting methods. I tried the cedar chips and sawdust in the 5-gallon bucket and, cat litter and lots of other, just random things you read on the internet. You're curious if they'll work or not. But the basics of this toilet are the basics of any composting toilet. That there's some kind of a bucket to catch fluids and solids. And the convenient thing about the Nature's Head toilet is that it helps divert fluids away from solids, so you don't get that rank smell. That's what creates that awful Kaibo smell, is when fluids and solids mix. And so basically, this toilet takes that out of the equation. Now, it's not 100% smell-free, definitely, but I mean, if you keep it clean and you empty it regularly, you can keep the smell down. That said, I think that the fan system could be improved. I think that a tiny little computer fan running the vent system for this toilet is not enough. And it's not there specifically to draw out smells, although it does vent smells. A lot of it just helps keep the air flowing and things composting is what it's there for. So that said, I think that the system could be improved. I think that the fan could be upgraded and it would take care of a lot of the problem. Now, I had a lot of trouble with this toilet this winter, and it's meant to be used in temperatures above 50 degrees. 50 degrees is about where it stops being able to compost naturally. So if it falls below that temperature for an extended period of time, the composting will stop, and then you've just got excrement sitting in cocoa core is what you put in this toilet. And that's fine if you're in a warmer climate. But in Iowa, in the winter, I'm lucky if I can keep my RV above 40-ish degrees. And that's not saying much because the bottom of this toilet does sit directly on the floor, and the floor is a naturally cooler place in an RV because there's so much wind coming up underneath of the RV all the time. I think this toilet is better suited to people who A, are in a warmer climate, B, stay in one place and don't move around too often, because I can only imagine the mess that would be created if you didn't empty this thing and you took off down the road in your truck. It would not be pretty, and I would not want to clean it up. So that said, let me take you on a tour of this toilet and show you a few of the design flaws that I think could be improved. This is a side view of the toilet, and you can see here one of the vent holes. This is the incoming airflow. There's no fan in there. And, oh, nope, sorry, that's the outgoing airflow. And there's a very small computer fan in there. I don't know that you can see it. The lighting is not very good. But it definitely does not create enough of a draft to pull out smell. Okay. Here is the other side view. This turn handle right here is what composts the cocoa core inside of the holding base, and this is this lever releases the trapdoor for number 2, and this pair of holes up here leads down into this holding tank. I would recommend changing this out no less than every 3 days. This is the bottom side of the top of the toilet, and you can see, there, the trapdoor. What I dislike most about this trapdoor is that it gets filthy, and there's no real good way to clean it without soaking it. I don't use vinegar. I've heard that a lot of people do, but I found that it was not getting anything clean. It was not keeping the smell down, and so I upgraded myself to hydrogen peroxide in a spray bottle. It's 89 cents at Walmart. It's refillable. I mean, it's worked great. I've been using it for the last 5 or 6 months, and compared to the smell before, it is much improved. So, another thing that I disliked so much about the toilet when it came to me originally was there was a glued on black piece of silicone. I've replaced it with some RTV silicone sealant, and it's held up pretty well so far, but I think it's going to pop off as well. And I think what I'm going to do the next time I put it on is go around the edges much better. I think when you have a proper gasket seal, the smell is much less than if you don't. And this is not a pre-used toilet. This is new. The cocoa core I put in and I wet down last week, but I didn't bring it back inside. I was working in the back of my RV, so I left it out, and it's taken on some rain. But cocoa core, the good thing about it is it dries very quickly and it soaks up water very quickly. So I can let this sit out for another day or so, and it should be dry, and I should be able to bring it back inside and start using it again. Like I said before, I don't think this is a bad product. What I think it is a decent product that could be improved. But right now, it's the only real composting toilet on the market. I think once companies start competing and making things better, some of these changes will come into place, especially the fan, the vent system, and it needs to happen. I think that a lot of people are hesitant to buy composting toilets because of the smell factor. And it's not awful, it's not, it's not the worst, but it's definitely a downside, especially if you live in a very small space, like if you would put this in a tiny home or a very small RV without very good ventilation. But if you're looking to invest in one of these for your project and you're on a budget, I would say wait it out. Try different methods. Try, the 5-gallon bucket method. Try that out for a while and see what you can do. You're not gonna be out a whole ton of money by investing in a 5-gallon bucket with a lid. I mean, it's a fairly cheap thing to put together at home by yourself. And there's plenty of tutorials on the internet as to how to make your own composting toilet. If you're in the market, I guess, and you got the money to spend, go for it. I'll see you next time.